We are now going to find a formula to find the sum of the first n terms of a geometric sequence. So to find the sum of the first n term. Let's look at numerical example S5. How to find the sum of first 5 terms. To find the sum of first 5 terms, we write down A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. Right? Remember AN is ARN minus 1. So A5 is AR4. So we stop at AR4. And after that, you just multiply both sides of this equation. So we call this equation 1. Then you just multiply both sides by R. So from S5 become R S5 because you multiply by R. Then A will become AR since you multiply by R. Then AR become AR square. AR square become AR cube and so on. So AR power 4 become AR power 5. And you call this equation 2. So if you take equation 1, subtract equation 2. That means you take equation 1, you subtract equation 2. Then you will find the left hand side is S5 minus RS5. Right hand side, you just subtract accordingly. Then you will find that AR and AR cancel. AR square cancel. AR cube cancel. AR4 cancel. So we left with A and AR power 5. And by the way, S5 is a common factor you can take up. So take up S5. Then we left with 1 here and R on the second term. It's exactly like factorizing this. Factorizing x minus xy. If you take out x, then you should have 1 minus y. That's why here is 1 minus r, then S5. And then you can just divide by S5. So you divide by 1 minus r to the right hand side. So you'll find that S5 is A over 1 minus r, then 1 minus r power 5. You also take out A as common factor from the right hand side. So we see that S5 is A over 1 minus r power 5. With that, if you make an observation, you'll find that Sn will be A 1 minus r power n. So this will be the formula used to find Sn. So I have just shown you the sum of the first n term of a geometric sequence is given by this formula. Sn is A1 minus r and bracket 1 minus r power n. And you take note r cannot be 1 because you divide by 1 minus r. If r is 1, right, means you start with A, you multiply by 1. So the next term is also A. The third term is also A. Every term is A. So A1 is A. And because if r is 1, and the second term A2 is just A1 times r, so it's just A. So every time is A. So until An is still A, which means if you add A1 to An, Sn means you add A1, A2 to An. So it is just n times of A. You add A n times. So it's Sn is Na. So when you look at geometric series, to find the sum, it will be the formula A over 1 minus r power n if r is not 1, and it will be Na if r is 1. And you take note that it can also be written in this way. If I give you x minus y, you can write it as minus bracket y minus x. You'll notice that if you multiply the minus sign inside, it gives you back x minus y. So which means you can do this. From here, you can write it as A, and then you can write it as Rn minus 1 with a minus sign. Then the denominator, same thing, you write it as r minus 1 with a minus sign. Using what I just told you here. You interchange the front and the back term. Then you need a minus sign. So you do it to the numerator 1 minus r power n. And the denominator 1 minus r. Then with that, you can cancel the 2 minus sign. Then it will give you this. Usually, you want r minus 1 to be positive. So if r is more than 1, you use this formula. So that when it comes to calculation, it's easier to handle. We don't write negative numbers. Okay. So if r is more than 1, you use this. Then you will be looking at positive number. If r is less than 1, you use this. Then you find the denominator, numerator will be positive number, easier to deal with. Finally, let's look at this result. If you look at 3 consecutive terms of an GP, then you have xz is y squared. If you have 3 consecutive terms of a GP, x, y, z, then you will find that if you take y divided by x, remember, if you look at 2 consecutive terms, if you divide, it must give you the common ratio r. So r is also z over y. So which means it's same as, let me erase this. So which means it's same as, saying that y over x is same as z over y. Then you cross multiply, it's same as y squared is xz.